Today I'm going to talk about leg curls, more specifically why you want to be avoiding this exercise. What's going on, everybody? It's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a very common lower body exercise known as a leg curl. More specifically, I'm going to be giving you a couple reasons why you should not be doing this exercise. To begin, leg curls are very common, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys see them all the time. Maybe you probably do them yourself in the gym. They can be done standing, where you're basically pull your heel up to your butt like that. There's like something pushing down on the back of your leg and you're holding on to something here, you're curling up. You can do these prone, where you're laying on your stomach doing the same thing. There are a lot of different variations, but a leg curl basically activates the hamstrings and it's flexing the knee. It's bending the knee and you're pulling the heel up to the butt. Now these machines isolate the hamstring muscle fibers by using knee flexion, which is one of the functions of the hamstrings, to bend the knee. And now that is actually the root problem that I have with this exercise. That problem is the hamstrings are more designed to function in terms of assisting hip extension, meaning that their main job is to assist in taking the leg back like this, okay, into hip extension. So at the top of a deadlift or a squat, your hips are extending, hamstrings should be working there. When you're sprinting, when your leg is back behind you, your hamstrings should be working there too. Their secondary function is to flex the knee, okay, to bend the knee. Because of this, doing leg curls, it does strengthen the hamstring, but it doesn't really transfer over into other functional activities like athletics, sprinting, even just doing basic strengthening exercises like squats and deadlifts. What I mean is having a nervous system, a neuromuscular system, that's programmed to have the hamstrings contract and flex the knee is not going to help you run and do functional things, because your knee is just going to want to bend, right? The hamstrings are going to be so used to performing the job of bending the knee or flexing the knee that they're not going to be very programmed and efficient at helping to extend the hip, which is really their primary job. Now, on top of this exercise not really having a lot of functional crossover, it can also lead to a lot of muscle imbalances that can be seriously detrimental in the future. They can really cause some bad injuries. So like I said, when your hips go into extension, when they're coming out of this position and they're moving like that, okay, so at the top of like a squat or a deadlift, or when you're doing a back extension, your whole posterior chain is supposed to be working there, okay? All the muscles on the backside of your body. More specifically with those two exercises, your butt muscles, your glutes, and your hamstrings should be co-contracting. They should be working together. Or at least that's the idea. You see, when you perform leg curls on a regular basis, you tend to promote something called synergistic dominance. Basically, synergistic dominance occurs when the muscles that are synergists, okay, the muscles that are supposed to help out the prime movers, which are the muscles that are doing most of the work. Basically, the prime movers are supposed to do most of the work. Synergists are just supposed to help out. When you have synergistic dominance, the synergizer muscles literally overpower and dominate the prime movers. So you have like the opposite of what's going on, right? You're basically a muscle that's supposed to just help out, take over, and do all of the work. Now when you have synergistic dominance of the hamstrings, because you've been doing hamstring curls every week for like a couple of years, basically when you do exercises like deadlifts, when you do exercises that take you into hip extension, instead of having your glutes have a nice co-contraction with the hamstrings, your glutes shut off completely. You don't get any glute activation, and your hamstrings just continue to get more strong, more tight, and more overactive at the sacrifice of your glutes. Now I made a video about that a while ago that I discussed synergistic dominance in a little bit more comprehensively. You can check that out right over here. Keep in mind, you need to have proper glute development for mechanical function. A lot of people think it's just like an aesthetic thing, like it looks bad to have a flat ass, which it does, but you also want to have strong glutes for mechanical purposes. The glutes are critical in stabilizing the lumbar spine and the pelvis, helping to prevent injury there, as well as the knee. So if you don't have proper glute development, both of those areas that the glutes are responsible for stabilizing become more susceptible to injury. So what I'm saying, if you look at this holistically, by doing hamstring curls, you can promote synergistic dominance of the hamstrings, which will in turn shut down the glutes, which will in turn predispose you to injuring your knees and your lumbar spine, your lower back. So those are the reasons why I really don't like hamstring curls, hamstring isolation exercises. Not to mention the fact that most people already have, short hamstrings. You're sitting all day, your knee is already bent. The hamstring muscles are adaptively shortening while you're sitting at your desk, probably watching this video. They're already probably going to be tight, and doing an isolation exercise like that without getting the glutes to contract with it is just really contributing to the problem. So some better alternatives, that will get that co-contraction, will get that contraction throughout the entire posterior chain. I really like stiff leg deadlifts and back extensions for this purpose. Single leg deadlifts are great too. Things that are going to get that co-contraction with the glutes and the hamstrings. So always keep that in mind. Now, if you're someone that's been doing hamstring curls for a long time and you watch this video and you're like, fuck, I've been doing those forever and I definitely have synergistic dominance. It's not that big of a deal. Watch that video that I posted a second ago. I'll also have it in the description down below. But what you'll do is just, on a regular basis, stretch, roll out the hamstrings with a softball, and do glute activation exercises. I try to isolate the glutes as much as possible, which will help kind of restore the balance that you need in your posterior chain there. It'll help shut down the hamstrings and help strengthen up the glutes again. That's it. I hope this video was valuable to you. I hope this added some food for thought in regards to, this exercise, which, like I said, is very popular. If you like this video and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and do that right over here. Also, if you haven't liked me on Facebook and followed me on Instagram yet, I would appreciate both of those things. You can find all my social media info in the description down below. Lastly, if you would like me to assess your static alignment and your posture, as well as your movement patterns to discern where you have muscle imbalances so that we can put together a corrective exercise program specific to you and what you have going on, then open up the link down below under coaching in the description. Once you go there, you'll go to my website, see what I have to offer, and we can move forward from there. All right, that's it. Talk to you next time.